So let's dissect how Vegeta became a Super Saiyan and delve into the minor differences between the manga and the anime renditions. To set the scene, here's the chronological timeline. We start just after Goku and Frieza had finished fighting and Namek had exploded. 130 days after this, Porunga on Earth was summoned, and then another 130 days passed and he was summoned again to revive Tien, Chaozu and Yamcha. Then 1 year passed until Goku arrived back on Earth. After seeing Goku surpass his power multiple times, Vegeta became infuriated that the Prince of all Saiyans was overtaken by a low-class warrior. Once Goku transformed for future Trunks, Vegeta's obsession to transform merged with the desire to surpass and kill Goku. After this, there was a 3-year period of training before androids 19 and 20 appeared. As soon as the Dragon Team dispersed at the start of the 3-year period, Vegeta enforced himself into gravity training. He demanded Dr. Brice build him a gravity chamber that was 3 times stronger than the one Goku used before. At the start, Vegeta was at a disadvantage as he was miles behind post-Yardrat Goku. His base form was much weaker than Goku's. Vegeta vowed to go beyond Super Saiyan, so he needed a massive increase in his base form. And in the anime, we saw a deviation where instead of 300 times Earth's gravity, Vegeta pushed the training further to 450G. This showed Vegeta's huge determination, and Vegeta ended up pushing himself beyond his limit. This is all we saw of Vegeta's training in the manga, and there is absolutely no indication that he left Earth. So when did Vegeta first transform into a Super Saiyan? It must have happened in the latter half of the 3-year period. For example, he first transformed after 2 years and then learnt to control the power in the 3rd year. But what's the evidence for this? It's when Goku said it took a while to control the Super Saiyan power and to transform at will. Goku was training on Yardrat for nearly 2 years before returning to Earth. He may well have been able to return earlier if he hadn't spent time learning the instantaneous movement technique, but it's not stated how long it took him to master each. With Vegeta, the manga implies he got Super Saiyan on Earth, but it's not known whether he stayed in the gravity chamber or trained elsewhere. But this is where the anime is different. After mastering 450 times Earth gravity, Vegeta went into space to continue training, presumably to get away from the distractions of Bulma and her family. All the while, he was becoming more and more frustrated, building up plenty of rage. One day, he was faced with protecting his spaceship from a meteor storm, and it took all the power he had to destroy them because of the effect of the intense training on his body. Because he was badly injured and frustrated, Vegeta overflowed in rage towards himself, to the point where it awakened Vegeta to the Super Saiyan power. In the fight against Android 19, despite Goku succumbing to the heart virus, Vegeta gauged that he had surpassed Goku. All his painstaking training had paid off, and the Prince of all Saiyans had risen to the forefront. He was on an absolute high. However, if you compare the Funimation dub dialogue with the Japanese, Vegeta transformed for a different reason. After the meteor struck Vegeta, the dub stated Vegeta lost all hope of becoming a Super Saiyan and being better than Goku.
I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about being better than Kakarot. I didn't care about being a Super Saiyan. I didn't care if I lived. I didn't care about anything. And then it happened.
This dialogue provides depth to Vegeta's character, but it's vague at explaining the real trigger for transforming. There isn't actually an exact mention of Vegeta's rage at himself, whereas the Japanese dialogue keeps it plain and simple that Vegeta was so filled with rage toward himself that he transformed with a pure heart of evil. In the dub, when Vegeta faced death by the meteor storm, this led some to think that Vegeta's need to survive was the trigger. But this was only in the English version of the anime, and it wasn't in Toriyama's original story in the manga. Isn't that the biggest oxymoron you've ever heard? Pure and evil in the same sentence. But I just wanted to say, guys, that, and I don't mean to be patronizing to anybody, but this is why it's key to read the manga and actually to watch the series in Japanese, the original Japanese, because you actually understand the characters in the exact way that Toriyama wrote them. Whereas the Funimation dub at times mistranslated and clouded things and didn't give the exact meaning that Toriyama had written, so definitely check out the manga to get the exact information. So this was interesting to know, but it was disappointing, and I feel like the dub, the English dub, should always tell it like it is. But anyways guys, just let me know what you thought of how Vegeta first transformed into Super Saiyan, and definitely as well, if you missed this video, check out the video up here called Why Vegeta Always Holds His Left Arm. It's a really interesting topic, and I think that you'll enjoy learning about that. Thanks guys, and if you enjoyed the video, press that like button and I'll unlock your full potential. No, I really will. And subscribe to expand your knowledge of Dragon Ball and get coverage of Super. And lastly, check out the following videos of mine coming on the end screen. Thanks! Kai Kai!